The segment you just watched about my trip to Malawi first appeared on this program exactly 1 week ago. Since then, your response has been far more generous than what we thought possible in this difficult economy, and at a time when you and your families are so busy with preparations for the holidays, and in a world that already makes so many worthy claims on your charitable giving. Staying mindful of all of that, I have been careful not to so much ask you for money as simply let you know how to participate if you are so moved. As I have already reported, you contributed $400,000 last Friday, the day the Kind Fund was opened. Then, over the weekend, without any further prompting from me, another $200,000 came in. After I reported the $600,000 total on Monday's show, you were inspired to give more. On Tuesday, I told you our total was $727,991. I also told you that Ann Coulter had said something on Fox News about liberals being stingy about charitable donations. That sparked an even bigger overnight surge of contributions, another $145,520. I have thanked Ann both publicly and privately for being a good sport about this and helping us raise that money. So last night, I was able to report that we had reached $873,511. Far be it from me to go all Jerry Lewis on you and start begging you to push us over the top of $1 million. $1 million? $1 million for a fund that I was secretly hoping might eventually be able to raise maybe 50,000? 50,000 that would have thrilled me and changed the lives of a lot of people I know in Malawi. I wasn't going to ask you to get us to $1 million, but I had my secret hope. Since last night's show, you have contributed another $138,405 for a current total of $1,011,916. That is just over 21,000 desks that will seat over 40,000 students per year for many, many years. Hundreds of thousands of students over the life of these sturdy desks. We're still not close to providing a desk to every student in Malawi, but the Kind Fund is forever. My new best friend, Miles Nadal, has pledged $36,000 per year for the next 4 years. And on our blog, lastworddesks.msnbc.com, we're finding some brilliant ideas about how to raise more money for desks. I mentioned one last night from a high school teacher in Pennsylvania who joins us now from his classroom at the Jim Thorpe Area High School in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. Ron Ellison, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Tell us the story of how you presented this to your students.
Hello, Lawrence. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate this. I didn't expect this at all. When I watched your program last Thursday, I really was touched by the whole story. Being a teacher, I was definitely touched by the whole story. And I just what can I do to do something, to get my students to do something? And how can I make them understand the urgency of doing this? So I asked my principal if I could take the desks out of my room. So I did that on Friday night, and then Monday morning, I had the students come in, different classes, and they all had the same kind of astonished look on their face as they walked in the room and saw none of the desks there.
And so you had them sit on the floor for some portion of the class or for the whole class?
The whole class is about 45 minutes long. They sat on the floor for the whole time. I did some regular classwork that I had to do, test review and stuff like that. And then I showed them your video clip, and then I talked to them about Malawi, about what we're going to do. I wanted to get the students to come up with ideas to raise money, and I came up with the idea of matching the money. As much money as they raise, I'm going to contribute 25% up to the first 1,000 they raise. I have no idea how much they're going to raise at this point.
Well, let's check with some of your students. Samantha Harlan, your teacher here is stuck for $250 if you can get this up to $1,000 or more. Before we get to that, please tell me what it felt like, what you thought when you walked into your classroom and saw that there were no desks and you realized this class is going to take place with us sitting on the floor.
Hi, Lawrence. Well, when I first walked into the classroom, like everybody else, we were astonished. We were like, what's going on? Why are we sitting on the floor? Are we protesting? And Mr. Ellison had us do some regular classwork. And after we did our classwork, he showed us the video. And we were really, touched by it, especially me and a couple of my other friends. We all decided we wanted to do some type of fundraising. And when he told us that he was going to match 25% up to the first $1,000, we were pretty psyched, and we were like, we have to have at least $1,000 so he can put into some money.
And beside you is Thomas Acker. Thomas, when you had to go through your class, the social studies class, sitting on the floor, how did it feel? I mean, physically, how did it feel? Would you like to be doing that 5 days a week in every one of your classes? As the kids in Malawi, they're sitting in that same room 5 days a week, 7 hours a day, many of them on dirt floors, some of them on cracked cement floors. And I can tell you, having watched them, it becomes physically grueling. What is it like to do it for 45 minutes?
I absolutely hated it. I couldn't stand it at all. I was complaining the whole time. I stood up and I wanted to leave the room, to be honest with you. And after I watched the video clip that he showed me, I just really seemed sad about it and wanted to do everything I could to help the people in Africa and show them how just to show them how it feels to sit in a desk and how it's very much appreciated here in U.S. and it's just a big deal. I was very shocked when I walked into the room and saw that there was no seats, so I was very upset about it also, and I really just wanted to leave the room, to be honest with you.
It is one of those things
after the video, I felt good.
Sorry, Thomas. It is one of those things that makes you realize how much we take for granted here. I can tell you, Thomas, that the kids there get through the whole day that way, and they're so used to it, and it doesn't inspire pity when you see them because they are so noble and so strong about it and so actually full of amazingly good feeling as they get themselves through their school day. But Ron Ellison, I just want to thank you for doing this. Thank you for showing your students this example. And where do you take it from here?
Well, I tasked my students with brainstorming ideas over the Christmas break. And when we get back in January, we're gonna tackle it, figure out what kind of ideas we're going to come up with. We're probably going to expand it to the rest of the school district. We have 2 K-8 buildings in our school district, and I'm probably going to do some presentations with them. We may consider challenging other schools in the area to see if we can have kind of thing. I'm going to do anything I can. My basic thing is, if people want to give money to me, give money to me. If they want to donate money online, donate money online. If they want to donate to some other cause, donate to some other cause. Just as you said, it's the season of giving, and I really think that people should give if they can. Find a charity that matters to them, and just give money.
Ron Ellison of the Jim Thorpe Public School in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. Thank you very much for joining us, Ron. Your students are lucky to have you. And Thomas Acker, Samantha Harlan, and all the rest of your students there, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
Again, if you're still looking for a last-minute Christmas present, go to our website, lastworddesks.msnbc.com, to find out how to donate online or on the phone.